Hey, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. You're with us. It's an old saying, you're with us or against us. Man, we're really growing, and we appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. A lot of people have. And we do appreciate that. Alex Nunry's out in front on YouTube for BigJReport.com as well with the Teal Shirt Report podcast. So we're coming on here with episode show number 34. I sent a message to Gaylor, and we got a couple of things we want to talk about. We do want to congratulate semi-pro football's the Tarpon Springs Pirates on a big come-from-behind win. They won their game, let me see what it was, 27 to 21, I believe. And that was a huge win. I call them the Tarpons? No, the Tarpon Springs Pirates. Name of the team, but I've got the final score. Tarpon Springs Pirates 27, Cherokee County Bruins 21. Cherokee County was previously undefeated in semi-pro football. This is episode show number 34 of the Teal Shirt Report podcast. We'll go over semi-pro football. Jacksonville Sharks back on the winning track. They're 8-4 now. And again, you can find that info at BigJReport.com. That is BigJReport.com. BigJReport.com. Scroll our homepage. You'll find an area where we've got semi-pro football scores, outdoor, indoor football league, Jacksonville Sharks with a big win. What was the name of the team they beat on Saturday night, June 21st? I believe the Steamwheelers, Quad City Steamwheelers. The Sharks took them down. You can see all the scores for the most part on our website at BigJReport.com. Scroll the homepage. We're brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida. Whether it's, home, residential, business, or commercial real estate, Saucer Realty and Capital, Larry Saucer and his staff, they do a great job on your real estate needs. Also, the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Max will play those great songs. Max, I love your ARS songs you play for me. Steely Dan. Played some John Lennon a good while back for me, too, Watching the Wheels. Yeah, so we want to thank Max. Check out Mad Max's show each Wednesday night, the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. 6 till 8 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Wednesday nights. Then the very next night, Lake Eufaula Hits has Live from the Pub with JC at LakeEufaulaHits.com. JC does it a little bit differently. He's got a chat box where you can kind of message him the request. Mad Max on the Wednesday show will give you his phone number where you can text or call him. And both great shows. The MadMaxMix.weebly.com on Wednesday nights. Live from the pub with JC on Thursday nights at LakeEufaulaHits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. Now, we can talk about North Florida entertainment, semi-pro football, and we do. But the most important thing that we talk about on the Teal, why it's called the Teal Shirt Report podcast, is we talk about the Jaguars. So, examining going into training camp now, getting close to training camp, in my mind, is the two glaring, and I'm not going to say weaknesses or strengths, I'm going to say unknowns. Because in the past, the O-line is great. We've heard that, We've heard that from Marone. We've heard that from Peterson. Maybe not great, but man, they're going to do the job, and they have fallen short. The new regime has come in with general manager James Gladstone, new head coach Liam Cohen, young guy is going to run this franchise now. And there's been some new additions. Looks like Hainsey from Tampa Bay will be the starting center, and then you kind of go out from there. Patrick McCary was a free agent signed from Baltimore, and he may start perhaps at right guard. So the interesting thing with all this is when you take a look at how you win football games, I think the level of the skill players could be off the chain, potentially. With Travis Hunter, who I've actually called Travis Henry in the past by mistake. Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner. How high can the Heisman Trophy winner elevate his game at the NFL pro level. What a lot of people like about Hunter is he played for Deion Sanders at a smaller college level. Then Deion got the Colorado job, and he went with Deion from where? Jackson State to Colorado. And his game never missed a beat from one level to the next. And if that happens in the NFL level, the Jaguars got him a true find and probably a number one wide receiver. But then you got Brian Thomas Jr., who right now at the moment is the number one wide receiver of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Some good to this is you got guys on the rookie deals. You got Parker Washington in the fold. Diami, the free agent receiver from, I'm getting used to saying his name, free agent wide receiver that the Jags signed from the Commanders. So you got like a four-headed monster wide receiver, at least three, and maybe Parker Washington really steps up his game, and I think he can, and I think he will. He's got some experience now. And when you talk about Parker Washington, you got to say, man, I've seen the guy. You have too, probably, seen him make a couple of real good catches, going for the ball, even acrobatic at times. So you got four wide receivers that can do a job. So, potentially, the skilled players, Tank Bigsby, ETN, what's the guy's name, Basul, who was drafted in the middle rounds by the Jaguars. So you got three running backs with maybe some, especially a couple of them with the power and speed, right? The ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Trevor Lawrence has got to protect the football. And I think that'll happen with more confidence in the pocket. That brings us to the next question, the offensive line. I think the biggest two questions for the Jaguars is the D-line and the O-line. I think there have been some things done that will make the D-line stronger. I think kind of a changing of the mix on how you use people. People have got to look in the mirror and say, hey, we got to give it more effort. We can't blame it on weighing too much. That might have been part of the issue, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, what's the guy's name? Anthony Campanelli, the defensive coordinator. He's going to try to get the best and most out of these guys, and that's what a coordinator does. So I want to discuss a couple of things. The O-line. Let's go O-line today. I did hit John Gaylor up, our contributor and correspondent, and I said, and let's see, Zach McPherson wears number 34 for the Jaguars. I put that question out to Gaylor. Man, should I say, I don't even know that guy. What? And I should. What position does he play? And he's going to be deep on the depth chart, I'm pretty sure. But number 34 is Zach McPherson. So if we want to salute number 34, as we would salute Walter Payton, maybe one of the top three running backs of all time, or at least top five. Zach McPherson plays cornerback. I was just sent that message back by John Gaylor, our contributor and correspondent of the Teal Shirt Report podcast, and BigJReport.com. You can go to BigJReport.com. You can get semi-pro football results up there. Congratulations again to Tarpon Springs, the Pirates, on winning the AAA EAFL championship game 27-21. And let's see, they won that game over the Cherokee County Bruins. And a good friend of ours, Ellis Smith, who's played in the National Arena League. He's played with the Orlando franchise. He's played a lot of semi-pro football. I think Ellis is like 38 years old, man, and he gets kind of like one of his final hurrahs of his semi-pro football and indoor career by winning an EAFL AAA championship of semi-pro football. Tarpon Springs with a come-from-behind victory in the title game. Tarpon Springs Pirates 27, the Cherokee County Bruins 21. The final score on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. Back to the Jaguars real quickly here. I did pose a question to John Gaylor, and this is a question I posed with him maybe a month or two ago. And now I wanted to get an update from him. I said, John Gaylor, hey, can you update the Jags O-line for me as of now? Just your opinion on who the starters will be. So here we go. Left tackle Walker Little. Left guard Ezra Cleveland. The center Robert Hainsey, who did not start with the Buccaneers last year, but he started the year previous to last year. But he's been signed by Gladstone as a big free agent signing, and he knows the Liam Cohen offense, and so it looks like Robert Hainsey will probably be the starter at center. Right guard Patrick McCary, who general manager James Gladstone is super high on, who can play almost every position on the offensive line, maybe, and according to Gaylor thinks maybe he'll be the starter at right guard, Patrick McCary, who played with Baltimore and played in all 17 games with the Baltimore Ravens in 2024. The right tackle, Anton Harrison, who was a late first-round pick of the Jaguars, about 3 years ago. This, I believe, would be his third year in the league. He's had some injury problems. He's got to stay healthy. So Walker Little at left tackle, Ezra Cleveland as of June the 22nd of 2025, according to our contributor and correspondent John Gaylor. Left tackle Walker Little, left guard Ezra Cleveland, center Robert Hainsey, right guard Patrick McCary, and right tackle Anton Harrison for the Jags offensive line. But it didn't stop there. I said, thank you, John Gaylor, but who are your top two off the bench on the O-line? Gaylor says Wyatt Millam, who during training camp, could really press the other two guys for a starting guard position. Cole Van Lanen. And Cole Van Lanen is a guy that's played some football with the Jaguars, as you know. Been with the team for the last 2-3 years. And he can play tackle. He can be a backup at tackle guard, but he's not a starter. If he's in the game, that means you got an injury somewhere. And then Fred Johnson, another free agent pickup. I believe he was picked up in the free agent frenzy in March. Not a top-level offensive lineman, but what we're seeing is there's more depth, more stable depth on the offensive line. And the key thing for me is going to be Anton Harrison's health. Can Patrick McCary start for a team all year long? I know he's used to moving around with Baltimore from different positions, and it's good to be, as I would call it, ambidextrous, to play all the different positions, right? Versatile is probably a better word. Ambidextrous is more left-hand, right-hand. Center Robert Hainsey, can he get excited and start at center? Know the Liam Cohen offense and be your starting center. Ezra Cleveland, he's been with the Jags, this is like his third year, I think. He's been with the team, I think, at least close to 3 years. Left guard Ezra Cleveland, it's kind of now or never for him as being a starting left guard. And does Walker Little, left tackle, hit his high potential level? The Jags are going to need that at left tackle. The backups, again, Wyatt Millam, who will push for a starting guard position. You got Fred Johnson and Cole Van Lanen. Luke Fortner was brought up in the conversation I had with Gaylor, and he's a guy that might be an odds-on favorite to get cut during training camp. I told John Gaylor, man, he's got to play like his hair's on fire. This is a guy that, let's face it, Luke Fortner was a third-round pick. By the way, the cornerback Zach McPherson is 27 years old from the Philadelphia Eagles last year. So that's some info from John Gaylor. You can go to our website at bigjreport.com. Again, Tarpon Springs Pirates, congratulations on the EAFL AAA title in semi-pro football. Some good concerts on the website, too. UB40, who's more JC, they're more reggae. JC, our executive producer, Red Wine was probably their biggest song. And JC, you know about The Fix. They'll be the special guest of UB40, The Fix. Should I hit all the concerts? Yeah, we should hit some of the concerts. But you can go to the website at any time And we appreciate you tuning into the Teal Shirt Report podcast. As you know, our subscribers are picking up. Let me see if I can run down some of the things that have happened in semi-pro football as well. And before I do, I also want to bring up something that about the Jaguars that I think is something to think about. Why was Travis Hunter drafted number 2 overall in the draft, and the Jaguars traded up to get him? Is a scenario like this possible? Travis Hunter catches a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. The Jaguars take a lead. The other team has the ball, less than a minute to go in the game. The other team has the ball, and the Jags in the red zone against the Jags defense. All of a sudden, Liam Cohen and the DC, they say, hey, let's put Travis Hunter in their cornerback. And my God, he intercepts a pass. A pass in the end zone. He intercepts the pass or knocks it away. And then you've got so much pandemonium and excitement at the stadium. There would be so much excitement. I wouldn't even remember the name of the stadium, but it is Everbank Stadium at the moment. And if he could score a touchdown at one end of the field and then break up something in the red zone playing cornerback, that is the excitement and the reason why you traded up to draft a Travis Hunter. I got the name right. Man, I wanted to say Travis Henry, but no. It's Travis Hunter. He's not the old running back from the Buffalo Bills and the Titans. I think Travis Henry played for both those teams. And he played for some other teams too, I believe. Travis Hunter. Let me get the name right. Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter. He can do something on offense, and then maybe he can save a game on defense. We're 17 minutes in, JC. And man, I still got a little bit of time here. We're going to talk about the concerts too. UB40's coming to the area with the special guest, The Fix. I tell you what we'll do. We hit some, we'll absolutely hit some concerts. Weather's not too bad. We've seen some rain, but not a lot. We've had some thunderstorms, but not a lot. We had about 0.8 of an inch of rain going back to the previous weekend, back around June 15th. And then we got like a trace of rain for about a week here at the Cobblestone Studios, as I call it, here in the Riverside area of Jacksonville, Florida. Haven't checked the gauge today as of Sunday morning, June 22nd. But yeah, there was a little bit of rain last night and this morning. So I do want to go to the website real quick. Axman, they blew out the Miami Shoremen. Then they got beat by Tampa. Isn't that amazing? They should have saved some of those points for Tampa on the road, I guess, in professional rugby. Okay, let's go to some of the concerts, because I know JC's big on concerts, music. Well, I am too. And we'll pull up what's going on with concerts. I told you about UB40 with special guest The Fix. I'm probably more interested in The Fix than I am UB40, but everybody's got a musical opinion. There's no doubt about that. So let's give you some of the shows. Rick Springfield, I Want My 80s Tour, featuring John Waite, Wang Chung, who had a great performance that night way back on May the 29th of 2025 at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. That one's in the books. Some really good reviews, especially on Wang Chung's performance, Rick Springfield's performance, and plus the fact that he's still looking pretty good for 75 years old. The Rock Band Heart. Let me see. The Rock Band Heart show is coming up quickly now. I kept thinking that was an August show with the Rock Band Heart. No, it's coming up in a couple of days. The Rock Band Heart will be performing in St. Augustine, Florida on Tuesday evening, June the 24th at 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. And they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were inducted, I believe, back in 2013, according to our executive producer, JC. The Rock Band Heart will be performing in St. Augustine, Florida on Tuesday evening, June the 24th of 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. at the St. Augustine, Florida Amphitheater. JC, I know you're probably big on Brad Paisley, the country act, or country singer, Brad Paisley will be in concert in St. Augustine, Florida on Saturday, August the 2nd of 2025 at a lot of good shows at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Florida Theater might have to get a move on, right? But there's a lot of good venues in Jacksonville, all the way down to some of the real smallest events, like smallest venues like Jackrabbits in San Marco. We're going to do some stories at BigJReport.com on some of the venues, not only in Jacksonville, but throughout Northeast and North Florida, and maybe even some of our surrounding states and our neighbors' areas too. Brad Paisley, let's repeat this one again for our listeners of the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Brad Paisley will be in concert in St. Augustine, Florida on Saturday, August the 2nd of 2025 at 7:30 p.m. at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. That's on August the 2nd for Brad Paisley in St. Augustine. Here's a good one. UB40 and the Fix at the St. Augustine Amphitheater on Saturday night, August the 23rd of 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are selling fast for that one. UB40 will be performing at the St. Augustine Amphitheater on August the 23rd of 2025 with special guest The Fix. Right? Red Skies at Night. Red Skies at Night. And Stand or Fall. Probably the Fix's biggest song was One Thing Leads to Another back in, like the early to mid 80s. Also another great event, tickets for Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, Songs and Stories with Mickey Dolenz, the final surviving Monkees, 80 years old now. Tickets for Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, Songs and Stories. That show at the Florida Theater on December the 5th of 2025. Those tickets are on sale now. We'll check some semi-pro football. Sharks win. Columbus, Georgia Lions finished in the, and that's in a different league now. The Columbus, Georgia Lions still in the back in the National Arena League. Columbus, Georgia Lions finished in the Final Four of that National Arena League, but they lost in the playoffs. Let's take a look at semi-pro football real quick. Run down some of the stuff. By the way, a lot of sunshine and clear skies during the day, but when the thunderstorms and rain come in, we'll see a few clouds move in. Rain chance about 30%. Man, it has been hot in Jacksonville, Florida. Highs around 92 in the afternoon. Lows around 73. We got those, east-southeast winds now? I believe east-southeast winds at about, 5 to 11 miles per hour approximately. We'll check that again in a moment. But wow, let's take a look at some semi-pro football. I do have some semi-pro football stuff up. It's on the website too. And the Sharks are back winning after losing a game in the underworld, and we mean it in a positive way. In the underworld of semi-pro football in 2025 now, arena, indoor, and outdoor football. Indoor Football League score, the Jacksonville Sharks with a huge IFL win. The Jacksonville Sharks 65, the Quad City Steamwheelers 33, a final on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. Jacksonville Sharks are now 8-4 in the IFL, in the Indoor Football League. And that's according to BigJReport.com. Also in semi-pro football, a big one. Tarpon Springs from Central Florida. Tarpon Springs Pirates win the EAFL AAA Championship of semi-pro football. Tarpon Springs with a come-from-behind victory in the title game. Tarpon Springs Pirates 27, the Cherokee County Bruins 21, a final on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. That was actually a come-from-behind win over for the Tarpon Springs Pirates 27, Cherokee County Bruins 21, a final. Our friend Ellis Smith gets a ring in the EAFL, probably the best semi-pro football league out there, the top one. APDFL is pretty good, but EAFL may be considered the top semi-pro football in the land or in the nation. And again, Ellis Smith and his Tarpon Spring Pirates 27, Cherokee County Bruins 21, a final on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. Semi-Pro Football APDFL Championship game held over in New Orleans a few days ago. The Columbus, Georgia Storm, those players are getting rings. The Columbus, Georgia Storm 14, the Port City Vikings 8. The final score on Saturday, June the 14th of 2025. A few days back, the Jacksonville Sharks fell short on the road, a tough loss to the Green Bay Blizzard. The Green Bay Blizzard put too many points on the board for the Sharks to catch up in the second half. The Green Bay Blizzard 75, the Jacksonville Sharks 43, a final on Friday night, June the 13th of 2025. But apparently the home field made the advantage, was the advantage in the latest game where the Sharks beat the Quad City Steamrollers. Jacksonville Sharks 65, the Quad City Steamwheelers, 33. A final on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. Did I call them the Steamrollers? Jacksonville Sharks 65, the Quad City Steamwheelers 33. A final score on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. Sharks lost to Green Bay, then they beat Quad City. The Jacksonville Sharks are now 8-4 in the Indoor Football League known as the IFL. So that's some of what's going on. Also, the Columbus, Georgia Lions in the National Arena League got knocked out in the semifinals, National Arena League playoffs back on Saturday, June the 7th of 2025. On the road, Beaumont, Texas 56, the Columbus, Georgia Lions 45, the final score in Texas. That game was played back on Saturday, June the 7th. Columbus made one of the top four spots with their loss in the playoffs. They end their season at 5-5. So that's some of what is going on, obviously, in the underworld of semi-pro football, outdoor, also arena indoor football as well. So we gave you some of those scores. Go to our website if you want to check those scores out again, bigjreport.com. Scroll our homepage. Keep scrolling down, scroll until you see semi-pro football. There's a lot of scores in there. So please do check it out. We'll go over to our Twitter account, which is now known as the X, right? Twitter is now known as the X. Let's see what we got on the X. Semi-pro football. Tarpon Springs Pirates now 11-2, and they win the EAFL AAA Championship of Semi-Pro Football. Tarpon Springs with a come-from-behind victory in the title game. Ellis Smith and his teammates with the Tarpon Springs Pirates. The Tarpon Springs Pirates 27. The Cherokee County Bruins 21. A final score on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. The Tarpon Springs Pirates now 11-2. Win the EAFL AAA Football League. AAA Baseball, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp 4, Syracuse 2, a final on Saturday, June the 21st of 2025. The Jumbo Shrimp are now 47-27, a great road trip, and they have clinched a playoff spot by virtue of their tremendous first half of the season. The Shrimp now 47-27. They will be in the playoffs at the end of the year, but they're having a great season, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Now 47-27, a great road trip. That info comes to us from bigjreport.com. Latest weather report. Currently this morning we had clear skies and a warm 73 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, June the 22nd of 2025. Rain chance about 30% in North Florida. Clear and sunny and hot today, but clouds late in the day during any possible rain and thunderstorm activity. Rain chances, I mentioned, about 30%. Very hot in the afternoon, high temperatures near 92. Lows late at night and early in the morning around 73. Let's look at the weather, semi-pro football stuff, concerts, and more. 29 minutes in, JC, almost 30 minutes in. That's going to do it for the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Special thanks to our executive producer, JC. Also, our producer, Alex Nunnery, who you'll see Alex on our YouTube channel quite a bit. Man, talking baseball, professional rugby, and many other events on our channel. Please subscribe to our channel. We're 30 minutes in now. Again, a special thank you to our executive producer, JC. And, oh, yes. Woo, the coffee, man. Outstanding. Thank you. Thank you, coffee boy. Man, that coffee is great. Special thanks to our executive producer, JC. Also, special thanks to Alex Nunnery, another producer, and John Gaylor, our contributor and correspondent. Thank you for all the info. We talked Jags offensive line. We talked what we're kind of hoping in an incredible way that, and there'll be a lot of pressure on the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, to deliver in his rookie year. But we got Brian Thomas Jr. on the other side is really the number one wide receiver. Travis Hunter's probably 1B or 2. Then you got Diami, the free agent from the Commanders, and Parker Washington. You got 4 pretty decent wide receivers coming at you. If Trevor Lawrence can get him the ball, and I believe he will, he's got to protect the football better. And the O-line has got to potentially be good. Got to keep the quarterback healthy. Got to run the football too. We'll talk more about the Jaguars. This has been the Teal Shirt Report podcast. A lot more coming up. Hey, thank you for being here. I'm Scott, your host of the Teal Shirt Report podcast. JC, and we got you an extra minute, 31 minutes in. You guys have a great day. I'm Scott, your host of the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 34. And hey, I am absolutely out. Have a great day, okay?